Hey, it's day 157 of Hey, what are you doing today? Maybe I should call this Hey, what the hell am I doing today? But day 157, Hey, what are you doing today? And sometimes it's the simplest things. You know, sometimes for me, again, you know, I've tried to avoid speaking about in general or speaking about other people. And, you know, this is something that just pertains to me and my journey. But for me, sometimes it's the simplest little thing that makes all the sense and makes all the difference. And you know, sometimes even something I know, but just to have that simple thought or simple piece of knowledge cross before me again just kind of cleanses everything and restarts everything. Um, and you know, and all these things I'm looking at that are so in depth or intense or whatever the case might be. This one little simple thing came to me yesterday, and you know, just to mention it, it came off a TED Talk, which, you know, had I not started this journey, that's one of the things that I would have missed out on. So, you know, and a lot of the TED Talks that I've been watching, they really don't have any direct bearing on what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do, but they have this valuable information that does have something pertinent to what I'm doing. You know, had I not started this journey, I would have never probably, well, it would have been a while before I ever came across a TED Talk and gotten some of the value that's in those. I still don't really know what they are. I still, you know, don't know too much about it. I didn't even research it. I just found a couple of them, started watching them, started listening to them. I know them, you know, my guess is some kind of a convention out somewhere where all these people take a certain amount of time to talk, but I don't really know. I'll find out one day. Maybe that's what my daily thing to learn today will be learn what the hell it is that I've been looking at for the last couple weeks here. But when I mentioned that they don't have any direct element, another part of this journey is opening my mind and becoming more intelligent and concentrating on gathering knowledge. I mean, I feel like you know, it's like being a university student, only it's you know, it's me choosing what I want to learn. It's not trying to memorize something that somebody's writing on a chalkboard. It's me actively seeking out information and bringing information into me. So I feel like I'm a full-time college student in some regards. The only difference is that it's not hopefully it's not in one ear and out the other. Which, if I had gone to college, that's kind of the way things all would have been for me. I did briefly go to college, but I wouldn't even call it that. A couple classes here and there, but you know, even back in high school, my education was I'll memorize it, pass the test, and then that's it. You know, it wasn't much, you know, value of validity to it. It was just simply passing and getting a grade. Had nothing to do with learning, had nothing to do with retaining. So this is my own education. But through that, you know, I've been exploring different avenues and things that come to me. I'm totally open to. And in TED Talks, I came across one and it was interesting, so I started exploring them just to see the different information and the wealth of people that are speaking and what their backgrounds are and what they're talking about, and there's a great value that comes from that. But the one that got me last night, you know, the guy simply said, and I don't even, you know, specifically what his talk was about. It wasn't really you know, along the lines of this, but he just simply said, and I don't, you know, just paraphrase, I don't remember if this is exactly what he said in any way, shape, or form, but it was the idea was, you know, have you ever been around somebody that no matter what the situation, they're always they always have a bad attitude about it, you know, and like, you know, and even if the situation's kind of good, they say something negative, or they have a negative feel, especially when things get real bad, and then they get real bad. You know, and I thought about that, and I thought, you know, I'm kind of like that a lot, you know. And then he says, well, have you ever been around a person that no matter how bad the situation is, they always have a good attitude, they always have a good outlook? And I thought, you know what, that's the person I need to be. I mean, it's just that simple. It's just, you know, I mentioned, I think, yesterday's video, or a video before that, I keep getting, you know, every time I get up, I get knocked down, and I get up and I get knocked down. I keep taking these punches, and you know, it's just like, you know, it's really how I felt. And you know what, a large part of that was, I kept getting up with this bad attitude of being punched, you know, and in a situation, not physically punched, but just that feeling of trying to do something and keep getting the carpet pulled out from under me kind of feeling. So every time I would get up with this chip on my shoulder. You know, I want to move forward. I want to make progress. I want to make myself a better person. I want to uh, grow towards my goals. I want to make everything happen. And then, you know, the carpet gets pulled out, so I get back up. At least I get back up, and I think that's good enough. But ultimately, I'm getting back up with a chip on my shoulder, and that chip gets me knocked back down. And as soon as I heard that, I thought, you know what? Every time I get knocked down, what if I get up and just brush it off and try to find something to enjoy in the moment, you know, something, you know, to turn it around, find the positive, find it. And, you know, it's I don't want to make it sound like it's just boom, I have that thought, now it's turned itself around, but because that's not true. It's something I actively have to control. It's something I actively have to get used to doing. It's something I actively have to make a habit, which is 90% of what I'm doing right now is just changing my habits, changing, you know, what I do every day, how I look at food, how I eat, you know, how I look at exercise and what I do to exercise, how I look at learning and what I do to learn, how I look at actively seeking out information on the business that I want to put together, or being an entrepreneur, and how I retain all those things, and how I, you know, it's all a matter of just making active, you know, active changes in myself is what it comes down to. And this is one that, you know, is pretty big. How can, no matter what situation I'm in, how can I try to be that person that's always positive? You know, how can I try to be that person that's always got a good outlook? How can I try to be that person that, and the other side of it too, and this came from a TED Talk too, it may have been the same talk, and my head is so full of information, it's difficult for me to retain exactly where I'm getting it from, or from what context I'm getting it from. But this came from a TED Talk as well last evening, and it was talking about leadership and leaders, and how, you know, some of the people that run big companies aren't leaders, they're just authority figures, and how some of the people that are on the low end of the totem pole of these companies are leaders, and what it means to be a leader, and, you know, actually have people follow you, or do what you envision, how to create that sense in people where you are a leader. And a big part of it is in how much you are willing to sacrifice yourself for other people. I don't know where I'm going on that tangent, but just throw out that piece of information that you know, a true leader will see somebody in a situation that, you know, they need some kind of assistance, and they will sacrifice, you know, their time or possibly their lives in a situation to help that person. And what that does is the people that see that, and encourages them to sacrifice for that person, and that's what ultimately makes a leader. And so a leader doesn't have to be an authority figure. A leader just has to be acknowledged in that way. There was a train of thought here. I'll try to recollect myself here. But okay, well, I guess that you know, it's as I grow, it's also the things that I need to do to change myself as a leader. And you know, that's funny too, because a couple weeks ago, I started thinking, you know, think as a superhero and try to find things to do for other people. Just that simple. And sometimes, and I you know, when the idea first came to me, I did something, and the reward is huge. Not a tangible reward, not something I could feel, but just doing something that I knew needed to be done for somebody, and helping somebody out in a situation that wasn't such a good situation, made me feel so much more powerful, so much better, so much stronger, so much more valuable, added to everything I was doing. So that's another thing that I need to concentrate on, and it sounds silly to put it that way, but it's a good way for me to keep it on my mind, is to try to actively be a superhero and try to find good deeds that need to be done. You know, try to find, you know, make allowances for people. I need to be more patient with people. I need to criticize less. I need to, you know, take things less personally. I need to do all those things that will make me better as a person. But the main thing is, you know, do I want to be the person that in any situation has a bad attitude, has a negative attitude, or do I want to be that person that no matter how hard they're getting knocked down or how bad the situation's getting, they always have that that good positive attitude. I don't know, that's pretty powerful stuff. So I think I'll stop there for today. That's good thoughts for the day. So day 157. Hey, what are you doing today? Thanks.